Hi guys, welcome to our channel. It's another beautiful time with you here today again. Wow. Okay, let me first of all say that we've been having a lot of feedbacks from the last episode of the love story that we had. Okay, that means you actually watch it. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. And today we'll be continuing from where we stopped.
I left for service here. I didn't propose to her, but I left for service here. And then getting to service here, it happened that I became part of the executives in NCCF. I was the evangelism secretary. They call me Rugged there. So as evangelist, as an ESCO in NCCF, there's a rule which we put on ground that you cannot propose to anybody when you are serving. That is, the way you came in is the way you leave service here maritally. So your status must remain the same, remain unchanged. Of course, I wasn't thinking of choosing anyone in service here. I already had my mind fixed on it to know that she's gonna be the one I will choose. Of course, I met very beautiful ladies there, very wonderful sisters. I mean, I can't start counting now. So many wonderful folks. In fact, I met someone who is even a namesake and we were so close to. And in fact, I make sure they became friends because I kept the contact with her.
Okay, the last time we had talked about how we up to the point where they left, where they graduated and left for service here, and I was in 400 level. Okay, so somehow we continued communication and like that basically. So by second semester 400 level for me, there was a strike. There was ASU strike and lasted for 6 months. So those 6 months, okay, I think for the first few months of the ASU strike, I focused very much on my project, my final year project, and I did that. And after that, there was practically nothing really to get me busy. Of course, I was still in Ibadan, and then I actually the few months I had left, I had time to really pray, to really prepare myself ahead of the coming times. I was reading many books on relationship, spiritual books. I was just engaging myself and enjoying myself, preparing myself for times to come.
God has started speaking to me about what will happen after service here, ministry, all that will happen, and then I was building up myself in the spirit. I had days of fasting and prayers. Fell some days for ESCOs, executives, some other days, different days, and then I felt led to call her and to ask her to join me in fasting on certain day of the week, Wednesdays. So we started fasting on Wednesdays, but to pray for ministry, to pray for nations, to pray for salvations of men, missions, and all those things. One of my beliefs then is that yes, if we are doing things, we are doing things in common, spiritual things in common, God will, of course, definitely lead us aright in this. So, of course, God has already told me that the person I'll be marrying, we have the same passion for ministry, for the vision that God placed in my heart. We start fasting together on Wednesdays, and of course, we sometimes call to ask, what did God speak to you? What did God say to you? And all those stuff. So we were doing that, and then it continued that way. Yeah, and then some of the contents of the prayer. We had a list of friends we pray for today. We're praying for friends. We're doing all those stuff. In fact, those were the periods where I grew in the word of knowledge, praying for friends, and then call and ask. If I had that list in my diary, then I had that list. I think it was a 2013 diary, if I can remember well. It was 2013 diary. I had a diary, big diary. I had that list. I was praying for friends, for people, and then it was very exact.
Last time, Sam called me. Then he was serving in Osun State, and it was the evangelism secretary. Of course, I was evangelism secretary at that time too, during during my final year in UI in tax one. And then I remember they called me and said he wanted us to start fasting together and praying for souls, praying for nations, praying for the ministry and all that. Alright, so I told him I was going to give him a feedback. And then that day in my mind, I was like, really? Does this brother think I'm just here for games or something? And of course, he suggested Wednesdays. To me, Wednesdays would not have added anything to me because I'd been fasting on Wednesdays for God knows when before that time. So whatever I was suggesting would just have been adding a prayer point. So I had to just calm myself down and just think about it like, should I just dash this idea away and all that? But again, when the content of the reason why I wanted to pray, I felt okay, those are things I've been doing before. We'll just emphasize more on it and probably discuss important issues that come up along that path. Praying for people. We prayed specifically for some people at that time. Then prayed for ministry, prayed for souls all around the world, and of course, it was a wonderful time altogether. But I just wanted to be sure that the intent of the praying together was not like was trying to play games or something, just to make us start a kind of interaction before we started any relationship or anything. So I just wanted to clear that out of it. Of course, once I had my fasting days, and I just, of course, so we called sometimes on Wednesdays to interact. If God has anything for anybody, we call, we exchange, we deliver whatever God has for anybody.
During service here, yeah, I remember this day. I think I can't remember what we came to do from Oshobo. We went to Ibadan UI. We went to my uncle's place, and then as we were going, I just told my guys, I said, I have a babe in Queen's Hall. I have someone that would love us to see in Queen's Hall. And then we parked the bus in front of Queen's Hall. In fact, there's a picture of it. We'll show you the picture. And then we were there together. I can't remember. I was showing her a book, what I was writing. I think those were the things God was saying and all this stuff. I can't even remember the exact stuff. I was showing her the book. She was standing in front of me like this. She was looking at the book. Thank God someone took the picture then. So we have it as what do we call it now? As we have it in our
And then sometimes during that period too, I also remembered I was reading a book by Roshegun Ariyo. The book was titled Single Without Singe. Okay, I think it was a relationship book, and then it was talking about different stages in relationship, how you know who to marry and all that, and then knowing God's will for your life, then the proposal, the courtship, the place of mentors. That was the striking point in that book for me. Then before that time, I didn't really have a good mindset about having a mentor, because I felt, what's this mentorship or discipleship all about? I didn't know human beings too. Why should I be following a human being and all that? So I didn't have a proper knowledge about it. I was just very shallow about things about mentorship and all that. So when I read that book at that time, it really opened my eyes to, the reasons why I had to have a mentor, that it was for accountability, and then sometimes you need people that have gone ahead of you, that really knows, they've seen a lot and they know better. So they've had experiences from the scripture, they understand some things better, and they're in a good position to put you right. So to that day, I felt okay. I think at this point, I think I need to have a mentor. Now, I'm not someone that will just easily just jump on anybody to say I want to be a disciple, or I want to be a mentee or something.
Before I went for service here, I went to a mentor. I didn't have a mentor all along. I remember I was general secretary in fellowship, so I just started feeling like God leading me to say, you need a mentor. You need someone to actually have as your mentor. So, and then I had a list of ministers. As a general secretary, different ministers in fellowship that come to minister in the fellowship. So rather, I just went through, and then I just felt, which should that be? And then I just felt led that Pastor Shilan made it. I said, okay. So I remember, I think it was before coming to service here, I called him, I said, sir, I want to become come. I think I sent a message first, then I called. I want to be my mentor, this and that, and then we spoke. And he said, okay, come and see me. And then I went to his office. I think I remember the first time I entered his office, and then I saw the secretary, I saw everybody there, and then I waited a while, and then he asked me to come. And we started talking. I was asking what are your plans, what are things you want to do. I was saying, oh yeah, I have a plan of becoming a lecturer. I have a plan of doing this. And I was just telling him those future. Before service, I was telling him that I know the person I want to marry because we discussed marriage. So I told him I know the person I want to marry. I know the person who I have not proposed, and I'm not ready to propose now. He said, fine, that's good.
So I remember I was still reading that book at that time, and I was just praying, oh God, if you really want me to have a mentor, then you have to lead me to somebody, because I'm at this point I'm totally broken. So I remember that I was just closing my eyes on the bed that day, and I just had the Holy Spirit asking me to go to Chris Sholamene. And I opened my eyes. I was like, Chris Sholamene? Who is Chris Sholamene? Oh, and I remembered quickly that he was one of the ministers that usually come to tax fund, to our fellowship then to preach. And before that time, from afar, I liked him as a minister. I liked the messages he preaches and everything. I just liked his personality. Oh, so I felt, I knew this person, I knew this pastor, and I knew that sometimes we've gone to visit him as executives before. So I think I knew him. So I felt okay. I was going to go to him. So a while after that time, I called Sam and I was asking him what his view was about mentorship and everything. So it was like, wow, that mentorship is actually very good. He feels it's important. He feels it's this and that. I was asking him, okay, do you have a mentor? And he said yes, that Pastor Shalamene was his mentor. And I was like, what? He said, hello, is there any problem? I said, problem? I said, no problem at all. I just wanted to know. So I just hung the call. And later I sent him a text that I should help me with the contact of Pastor Lamine that I wanted to go and see.
I remember there was a time Mitunu told me that she's also making Pastor Lamine her mentor. I said, wow, that's interesting. Wow. I mean, we didn't discuss it at all. We didn't know anything about it. So I was in service here when she told me that, and of course I'd already made Pastor Lamine my mentor before going to service. So when she told me that, okay, she's thinking about mentorship and then she's making Pastor Lamine her mentor, I said, wow, that's good. I said, that's a beautiful idea. I mean, you should have a mentor. So in my mind, I was already connecting the dots.
So I went to Pastor Lamine at that time. I introduced myself, and I was from tax fund and everything. So getting to his office that day, of course, Pastor Lamine will always ask you three things. He will talk to you about ministry, talk to you about your career, and he talks to you about marriage. So of course we talked about career. That was first thing because I was still in school. Then we talked about ministry, if there was any perception towards ministry, of course, and I shared things that I felt God had been leading me about ministry. And he was asking me about marriage, that was I engaged? I said no. He said, do I perceive anybody coming soon, or do I have an idea of who the person was going to be? I said yes. So he said, okay, let's just keep praying. No, he said, the person comes to propose. I said no. So he said, okay, I will just keep praying. I said, okay. So that was the end of our conversation that time.
Did I have doubts? I remember one night she, we used to chat again then too. So I remember one night she sent me a message. She said, no, we were getting so close. So I thought I had passed enough signals to her. I thought she had received enough signal. I intentionally made those signals to let her know that, see, I'm coming around. I'm coming to. I mean, with those signals, I was trying to pass the message to her that sometime I'm coming around to say something, to propose. So, I mean, I thought the signals were enough for her to know that, yes, this thing is sure. So, I can't remember what we were discussing that night, and she sent a message that you don't remember. Okay, I think she said Mr. Man, or I can't remember how she framed it. The message was just that, hey, see, guy, we are not in a relationship. If a man, she just made it clear. She cleared my eyes that night that say no relationship yet. If a man has not come to propose this and that, she cleared. Then I was disturbed. I was like, what's going on? Am I wrong? I mean, but eventually we settled the issue. We settled
No, there was a point after that long, during the long ASU strike, there was a point uh, while I was having doubts actually. I was having doubts about if he was still going to come. Now, I mentioned something very important in the first video that as much as possible, I knew that he was keeping communication. I knew that he he wanted to keep communication with me and all that, but keep communication with me. But as much as possible, I tried not to assume that that was a signal from him or that was a proposal. So at every point, even while we were still keeping communication, I tried as much as possible to straighten out our relationship, making him always remember that we were not in any relationship in case emotions were getting tiresome. So of course, I remember there was even a night that that we were chatting and he sent me, we were just chatting. I had to send him a message, bro, get things straight, okay? We are not, there's no emotional attachment anywhere and we are not in any relationship. Just for him to clear his mind and get things straight. Of course, I was doing that to protect myself. I was very sure that God had spoken to me. But I knew that when it comes to the issue of marriage, many things were actually involved. Okay, take for instance, if he tells his mom he's going to propose to a girl, and or probably maybe any of his parents, and they ask him where is the girl from, and he says Ogun State, and they just suddenly tell him that in our place we don't marry someone from Ogun State. I'll just be waiting endlessly, and I will torturing my emotions if I allow my emotions get too much involved, and or probably I just assume that we're already in a relationship. And then many times also, I as much as I was sure that God had led me and everything, it's one thing for God to lead you to someone, it's another thing for that other person to, even if God is leading him, it's another thing for the other person to want to follow the will of God. That's also very important. I've seen cases where it was obvious that God was leading both parties, but the other person felt, I mean, why should I marry this person? I don't want to marry this person, and the person didn't go to propose. So I was trying to guard against all those things as much
towards
as
the end of service year, I think it was one conference, I can't remember. Something happened. I mean, I just don't know why my convictions were not as strong as it was before. So as I think about ours, marriage and all those stuff, I wasn't very sure of that thing again. Gradually, I just shifted my eyes and started thinking about all those things God has said to me, all those things He had said, all those experiences we've had, and then I became convinced again that okay, yeah, she will be the wife God will have me go with. God will have me marry. I've always seen marriage as something you shouldn't make mistake about. I've always seen marriage as something very pivotal, very important to your life. I've always seen as something you must take, I mean, very serious. So I was able to overcome. I was able to move beyond that phase.
towards the end of the ASO strike, it was getting so long, and of course, it wasn't also coming out to propose, and then that period I was having doubts if it was going to ever come, or I was just fantasizing and dreaming and assuming that God spoke to me, and I had to, you know, I kept on checking on what God was saying concerning the matter. And at the point I had to ask him that, God, is this brother the one to come, or should I wait for another person? Then I remembered that scripture where John's disciple went to ask Jesus, are you the Messiah to come, or should we wait for another? And Jesus' responses to them was that they should go and check what they have seen, what have they seen, and what have they heard. So I had to go back to what I'd seen, things I've seen, and what God had told me. And of course, that strengthened my conviction. So basically for me, I was checking more on the part of God than engaging too much in emotions. Of course, it's not deniable that those things were very likely to, emotions was likely to come up and tie one up at that time.
Before leaving service, before leaving Oshobo, I think it was a namesake that I asked to follow me to the market that I wanted to buy a gift for it, and I don't know which gift it would be. I don't know what gift that would be. So I mean, I was able to. She followed and said, "I want to buy a gift for this sister." I mean, she's my direction, she's my focus. I want to buy a gift for her, and then it is you ladies that know uh, what is right and all this stuff. So myself and Ituna, some other person who went to the market, and then we bought a gift for her. So after service year, I eventually decided on the day I was going to go to propose. I think that was February 2014, if I can remember, sometimes around February 2014. So I called it to go. I said, okay, let's meet in UI. Let's meet at there's this garden in front of Queen's Hall. I can't remember the name of the garden. In front of Queen's Hall in UI there. So we can meet there. So we went, we logged ourselves, we met there, and we started talking. So of course, I brought gifts from service here. I brought gifts for people, bought stuffs for different. So I packed those gifts in my bag that I bought for her. So that particular day, we met at that garden in front of Queen's Hall, and we started talking, we started discussing, and then after some time, I asked her to bring her bag, and she was asking why. I said, "Don't worry, just bring your bag." And then somehow I smuggled the clothing material into the bag. I didn't allow her to see. Of course, she knew I put something in the bag, but I didn't allow her to see what I put in the bag. I asked her not to. I asked her to open it when she gets into her room, and then I started the normal tour.
Okay, so after the whole ASO strike, we resumed again January the following year. That was 2014, and then finally, of course, at that time they were done with service year, and by February, I think it was February 21, he came and he proposed finally. So I remember that day it was in front of Queen's Hall. There was one beautiful garden there, so that was where he came and was, giving me his manifesto.
I started telling her about how much I like her, how much I love her, how much I believe God is leading me to her, how much I love us to be together, how I want her to be the mom of my babies, I was saying those sweet things. I was having those sweet talks, and then eventually I proposed to her, and I told her I would love to marry her. I would love her to marry me.
I was so happy. Okay, all right. Another thing was, okay, the reason I was happy was, okay, my long-awaited convictions and dreams and everything finally came to manifestation, and I finally confirmed that I wasn't fantasizing and God was actually speaking to me. That was actually the last piece of my conviction. That was how I was going to confirm to myself that God actually spoke to me. If God spoke to me, God should definitely bring him. So that day, I even asked him. I said, "Brother, you went to service here. What happened during your service here? Did you see any beautiful lady or someone more spiritual, more beautiful? Brother, what happened during your service here? Didn't you see any beautiful lady, anybody during the service here that really got his attention and probably he felt he should get engaged?" So he said, of course, there were many people, and that was the point where he started sharing his conviction.
And I think she asked, what happened in service here? 1 year, didn't I see his sister in service here? Of course, I saw a lot of sisters. I mean, so many sisters. But I made her understand my convictions. I made her understand. I mean, she's a very spiritual sister. I mean, spirit coco. She's a spirit coco. So I had to do the spiritual things too, not just the love talk, not just the sweet talk. I had to do the spiritual thing, tell her how much convictions I had and all this stuff. So I proposed to her.
So I told him, okay, no problem. You should give me time. Give me time to pray about it. I'll give me feedback. Okay, and that day he brought a gift, brought something and put it in my bag. Of course, I didn't even know what to get in my bag. But when I got to the hostel, I opened it and I saw there was an Ankara fabric. It was very nice. It was orange and pink. It was nice. Very nice Ankara. I liked it anyway. But of course, that did not influence my decision. That didn't influence my decision at all. So That was, and of course, I didn't even know it was a gift. I just need to put something in my bag. So that was.
February 21, I proposed to her. Did she respond? That is a story for another day. She's, oh my, if not for God, that is a story for another day. Thank God for God, thank God for people. But I proposed to her February 21. And I remember I went home, I was telling myself that if she does not give me a positive response, I'm not sure I will think about marriage or relationship or whatever for a long time. I'm not sure I will even think about it. I will just pack it somewhere else and face my academics, face my study. Of course, I was meant to start my master's program. Wow. I was meant to start my master's program in UI then. So I just told myself, if she does not respond, if she does not give me a positive, I will just, because I was too convinced. I told myself I would just angrily pack relationship matter somewhere. I will just face my studies totally. But her response, that is a story for another day.